opened fire, hitting at least one of the would-be robbers. He says it was either him or them.
Police saying that a 20-year-old Rockville man picked the wrong business to rob.
When that gunman allegedly threatened to kill the clerk's young son, she attacked him with a fire extinguisher, and cameras caught part of this takedown.
Only on 7, Montgomery County reporter Kevin Lewis. Kevin.
Well, Leon, Ethiopian resident Tigist Detresso owns this Silver Spring liquor store. She says money is one thing, but making threats against her 19-month-old son, well, that set off instant rage.
Dressed to match the night sky, police say 20-year-old Michael Kemp walked through the front door on a mission. Hidden along aisle 2, Kemp began to pace and then yanked out a long-barrel revolver from his shopping bag.
He said, bring money, bring money.
Store owner Tigist Detresso was in the stock room. With his gun drawn, Kemp allegedly led the mother of 3 to the front register, shouting orders along the way.
And he said, bring more money, bring more money. I don't have it.
Down to the very last dime, and it still wasn't enough. Kemp returned to the stockroom where Detresso's young son was screaming.
He said, I kill your son. He come to my store, inside my store. He tried to kill him.
Like a mama bear, Detresso grabbed a bright red fire extinguisher and ran after Kemp, clocking him in the head. Her son, on the bottom left-hand side of the screen, trotted away just in time.
I keep him like this. After that, somebody help me.
Detresso suffered a minor bite to her finger. Paramedics, however, had to cart off Kemp to the hospital.
He need money. I give him money. He have to go back outside, right? But he come to inside. He kill my son. No, that's not fair. This is a bad person.
Well, you can see Detresso there talking with customers. She is back on the job. She and her son doing totally okay. As for Kemp, he is sitting behind bars rather than at a bar, facing 7 felony counts, including assault and armed robbery.
The store owner takes matters into his own arms when he's being robbed. Watch as a van comes crashing through the door of Bouchard's clothing store. This is in Milwaukee. Well, the owner, fearing for his life, he grabbed his rifle and then he opened fire, hitting at least one of the would-be robbers. He says it was either him or them.
I believe that if they would have gone through the door, I would have been dead. So that's the reason that, again, I reached for my gun. I don't come to work to have a shootout, you know. I come to work to make my living.
And it didn't stop there. Marar then posted the video on the store's Instagram page as a warning to any other criminals.
Abducted as she left her office, but it was the quick thinking of 2 hero teens that saved her life.
Yes, I'm on the highway. I'm witnessing a robbery, not a robbery, a kidnapping.
That's the voice of 19-year-old Aaron Arias frantically making this call to 911.
Me and another guy that were checking out the girl in the back seat because we're like, okay, she's kind of attractive. Then all of a sudden, you know, the guy turned back looking at her. He looked to the back seat, and the blonde female in the back, she was saying, help me or something, whispering it. So I am assuming it is a kidnapping.
The students followed the car on Highway 175 for miles, staying on the phone with 911 operators as police raced to find them.
Oh, my God, I'm hoping the car behind me is a police officer.
Correct.
Nope, it's not. Oh, my God.
Within minutes, officers arrive and pull over the vehicle. Inside, they discover a 25-year-old woman allegedly kidnapped after leaving an office party in downtown Dallas.
Thank God. You guys are awesome. Oh, my God. Oh, my God, get him! Oh, my God!
Police arrested the driver of the car, Charles Atkins Lewis Jr., charging him with aggravated kidnapping. He remains in jail.
Convicted of brutally attacking and robbing a Waco liquor store owner will spend the rest of his life in prison. Judge Ralph Strother sentenced 5-time convicted felon Tony Wayne Swinney today. Matt Gebhardt has more.
The ruling wasn't just based on this August attack on Waco store owner Martha Jane Ezon. Tony Wayne Swinney has been in and out of prison in past years for felonies.
He had a chance to come back into society and be productive, and he didn't do it. And the crimes got more violent as he committed them.
Prosecutors also called victims of crimes that Swinney has confessed to but hasn't been prosecuted for yet, like this assault and robbery at a McDonald's in Grand Prairie last July. As the life sentence was announced, there were cheers and tears from Izar's family before they had one last chance to tell him face-to-face about the pain they say he caused Martha, her grandchildren who witnessed the crime, and the entire family.
I'm glad that he got life. I don't think it's good enough for him. I think he's a coward. I asked him several times to look at me when I was speaking to him. He didn't want to look at me. At one point he laughed. Like I told him, I hope he has the nightmares in his head that our whole family's been through.
The judge's last words to Swinney, "I wish I could give you more," a sentiment shared by Izar's family.
His eyes are the keyhole to his soul, and there was no remorse there.
In Waco, Matt Gebhardt, NBC 6 News.
Swinney's attorney says there is no plan to appeal the ruling just yet. Police in Grand Prairie say they will now proceed with the trial scheduled for Swinney for the attack inside the McDonald's and another robbery at an Albertsons grocery store.
A store manager out of jail tonight after pulling a gun over a broken bottle.
Yeah, Margaret Ann Morgan talked to both sides to see what led up to this intense situation, and she joins us now to explain what happened.
Stephen Carey, we've all been told you break it, you buy it. But in this case, you break it and refuse to buy it. A gun is pulled.
What I got, you're gonna pay for it. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take it. You're gonna take it? Yes, I'm gonna take it.
When Carlos Molina went into the A&B Food Mart on Hardy Street in Hattiesburg, he just planned on buying some beer. One of the bottles in his six-pack fell out and broke when he pulled it from the shelf. And that's when, he says, an angry store manager approached him.
Right off the back, he was real aggressive.
This video posted on Molina's Facebook page shows the manager, Mohsin Galeb, pulling a concealed gun from his back, cocking it and briefly pointing it at Molina's head. Galeb's lawyer calling him a good man who works long hours at the business.
I'd be hesitant to say he stepped out of line.
The lawyer says several police arrived after being called to the gas station, and the two men apologized. But Molina filed charges, and Galeb was arrested after appearing at the Hattiesburg Police Department Friday afternoon. For Galeb's lawyer, he still has questions about what happened prior to the gun being pulled.
I don't know exactly what led up to the incident that I saw in the video.
The customer tells us he would have paid for the items if Galeb did not use such force. The store manager is charged with assault by threat, exhibiting a deadly weapon, and carrying a concealed weapon without a permit.
In Judge Ian Richards' courtroom, being ordered to jail in a domestic violence case does not sit well with this defendant. In a rage, he flies toward his ex-girlfriend, who had sought a restraining order against him. But suddenly, help from the bench. Judge Richards jumps down from his perch, helping protect Nicole Ward. Soon, police officers move in and help restrain her ex.
It hit me like 5 or 6 times in my head. So I'm trying to block him, and my attorney trying to stop him from hitting me. And then from what I seen the judge down. I see all the other people around me trying to get this man off me. And I'm saying, please stop hitting me. He hit me in my head 2 times. They hit me back here 2 times.
Eventually, order returns to this courtroom, and defendant John Charles Reese is back, facing more charges, resisting arrest and domestic battery. Lee Powell, The Associated Press.
Any different, will serve 10 days for contempt of court. You go now.
It's a scene Wayne County Court security officer Adam Dodson had only witnessed in training videos.
I've worked there for 3.5 years, and this is the first time anything that serious has happened.
But watch again as he jumps into action when Melissa Hardwick lunges at family court judge Jennifer Edwards. And even once Dodson is out of the picture, on top of her on the courtroom floor, she continues to fight back.
Hands behind your back. You just hurt yourself, put your hands behind your back.
She wiggled quite a bit trying to get out of the handcuffs and trying to keep from being arrested, even though, you know, she was being placed under arrest, and I had to use a the right amount of physical force to stop her actions.
It started only seconds after Hardwick and her ex-husband were called before Judge Edwards. He'd filed a DVO against her.
But I need you to tell me briefly, in your own words, what happened to cause you to ask for a domestic violence order.
Hardwick's ex was explaining the situation when Hardwick interrupted.
Ms. Hardwick,
no.
You will be held in contempt of this court if you become disruptive.
I don't care. I haven't done anything to this court. I haven't done anything to him.
She will be arrested for contempt of the court.
And it was the 10-day jail sentence that set her off.
You go now.
My adrenaline was pumping and I did sweat a little bit, but everything went fine and nobody was injured. So
Except Hardwick came away with a few cuts and scrapes on her face. And Dodson came away with some unexpected on-the-job training.
Everybody pretty much gave me a pat on the back, said a good job, and we're quite a bit really prepared for next time.